We were awarded 22 short corners across the 4 games. We had 3 retakes, so a total of 25 attempts. Our aim would be to score from 1 in every 5 corners, so our expected goals would have been between 4 and 5. We scored 2 and had 1 disallowed that shouldn't have been, which leaves us 2 goals short. I know everyone has his view on what we ought to be doing at short corners. Everyone has another corner we could try. I could be wrong. But when I look through these, I don't believe the issue is one of what corner we should have called. The real question is, what could we have done better in the options we took to score 2 more times? Robert missed traps, so Richard has a snatch shot which hits the runner and we get a retake. Richard shoots straight at the keeper. Willie gets the rebound but cannot direct it past the keeper. Long corner. William shoots at the keeper. Keith picks up the rebound, but the keeper manages to smother his attempt, so we get a retake. We have called 5B, which is on, but Robert decided to stop the reverse stick. Richard shoots wide. Martin injects, William shoots, hits the keeper, and they get the rebound away. We did have the wrong lineup here, runner in from the wrong side. He was to the right of the castle instead of the left. David doesn't retreat once the corner is stopped. Time is up and everyone's up. Unfortunately, Richard puts it wide. Poor decision to call a shot for this play when we outnumber them. The injection is wide of the target, so Budgie stops it on his open side. Keith is free, but not in enough. He puts his first time shot wide. Again, the injection is wide of the target, so Robert stops it and shoots. Backup did not retreat to make a back 4. Eddie is much too wide at the back. Not sure what happened here. Not a play in the call book. Robert stops it for Richard, who gives it back to Robert in a tight space. Robert's tackle and possession is lost. Alan's a bit high defending. Shot is too high and too straight. Easy save. Clint should have perhaps been a bit wider. Not sure what corner David thinks we called. Here, Jimmy's drag hits the runner high, so it's a free out. This time Sean hits the runner out. It rebounds to Keith, who gives it back to him. The keeper is well out, so Sean passes it to Andy, whose touch goes across the goal, but Budgie can't help it in. Ball to Keith, who looks for the mid-circle man on the left, but Jimmy is in too far and the ball goes behind him. The ball is transferred to Keith, but the pass to Martin isn't good enough and he kicks it. Here the ball is moved around successfully. Jimmy's shot is cleared off the line. Robert is not drifted left, but Richard reacts and sets up Robert for a goal. Not sure why Keith felt the need to crowd in there. We have 7 up for this. The pass from Sean is for Cliff, but Keith deflects it and the postman clears. No issue with setting the circle, but we need to be disciplined and not get in each other's way. Ball is given to Keith, who dribbles in and passes to Richard to score. Here the ball is to Keith, who looks for the right postman, but unfortunately Andy is in too far. We recover the ball, but Andy pushes it wide. Here we called a switch to Keith directly to give him more time. Push was a bit off, but a good move, and we got a retake. The backup player, instead of going to the halfway line, heads towards the circle. This time the return pass was off and the ball left the circle. Again, the backup player, instead of going to the halfway line, heads towards the circle. Robert sees Andy covers and switches to Sean. His flick is the wrong height and hits the keeper's stick or glove. On the halfway line, we're not in front of them. Italy send out two, so left the ball is into traffic. Andy does well to win a retake. Good working back by David. Good execution of 5B. Richard appeared to have scored. It came off the stick of the defender on the line. Eventually disallowed for the first shot too high. Corners worked perfectly, but unfortunately Richard had a swing and a miss. Not sure why Jimmy felt the need to crowd Richard. He needs to stay wider. No Robert, so Richard makes a pass, works perfectly. Sean's square ball is missed this time by Jimmy.